Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here. It must be Monday because it's Motor Mountain USA Monday and we are in Texas. Guess where? Yeah, I know, you won't be able to guess. Wait till you see what we have for you next. It's the road less traveled and it's in a very interesting place in Texas, and that's coming up next. Oh yeah, yay cryptic.
Dude, did we make it to Texas?
We are in the Lone Star State.
Yes, it took us a while, didn't it?
You gotta understand, here was our problem with Texas all along. The observatory we're going to, which is the highest drivable point we can get to, it is literally on the opposite side of the state from all of the other southern mountains we have to hit.
Right.
So rather than go and hit the south and then go all the way across to Texas from one side to the other, we opted to go straight down to Texas, come here, and then turn around and go right back to Colorado.
Don't you wish we could drive up El Capitan just vertically, just go for it?
Well, they do have a path that you can walk,
yes,
right? But it's not going to happen.
Well, this is not a walking show, but El Capitan and the Guadalupe Mountain range is just comes out of nowhere, and it's really spectacular.
Yeah, it looks like it's out of an Old West movie. Even though a majority of the time they use Utah and Arizona, this area here is the real stuff. And it's just, you know, a couple small mountains and all of a sudden, boom, big mountain. You know, when I'm out here, I think of one of my favorite songs. I'm shuffling through the Texas sand, but my head's in Mississippi. See if you can name that. Folks, behind me, the Guadalupe Mountain range. And El Capitan, that's the one you can see. And then behind it, Mount Guadalupe, the largest, tallest, 8,700 foot mountain in Texas. Now, this is the Chihuahuan Desert, and it goes all the way to Mexico. Yep, that's right. It connects and goes through it, actually. Andre said, don't go over any jumps. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta stretch your legs, you know what I mean? Relax and enjoy.
Here we are, McDonald Observatory. This is it.
Sweet. Let's see.
No RVs or trailers beyond this point. Steep grade. That's what we want.
That's what we want, the steep grade. And some of you guys were asking us about the trailer while we're no longer pulling it. Right. There's nothing wrong with the trailer. What we've noticed is, first of all, we get poor gas mileage when we tow. It's not because of the weight of the trailer. It's got massive wheels and it's fleet-sided, so it causes a lot of drag. And that's an issue. And another issue is we found that a lot of the places we've been going to say no trailers. And it's been a real pain to disconnect and find a place to lock it and go up and down the hill.
Absolutely.
And also, the bottom line is we're faster, we're lighter on our feet, and we're able to get to places much quicker. We could not pass 70 miles per hour with that trailer safely.
And now we can maybe go 75.
And in Texas, which
80.
is 80, which is freaking awesome. The Jeep Wrangler, it's happy at about 65.
Yeah, the fuel economy just dies after 65.
Yeah, it really does.
We were averaging like 19.7 at 70, or at 65 to 70.
It was 65 to 70,
and
right.
Going 80, it just goes down.
Yeah, really, really noticeable difference. So, but yeah, that's why we've stopped using the trailer. It's very interesting. We didn't really expect to have a connection to Colorado while we were here in Texas at this observatory, but there is a connection. I live in Denver, which is at 5,280 feet. Down there, that's 5,280 feet. We are at the highest point on Texas highways. The elevation is 6,791 feet. And this is why this place is special, and it's right here. The observatory. Now, the McDonald Observatory, this was opened in 1939, and it has the second largest telescope at the time in the world stored in there, which is pretty impressive. And there are several telescopes in this area, including a laser telescope that fires a laser at the moon and is able to get information from that laser, which is really cool. But this here is the big mom. So this is the unscripted part. You guys have been asking us about maintenance and care with the Jeep, and frankly, this is what we've been doing. We've been really closely monitoring what's going on with this vehicle at every step of the way, because we want to make sure that we're able to do all 50 states. So far so good, but Andre has in hand what we've been doing.
Absolutely. The Jeep Wrangler now has over 31,000 miles, and we've taken it to the dealership for proper inspections and service. So here's the most recent inspection, and it basically has a clean sheet of health.
Yeah.
I mean, all the elements are green. You know, there's green, yellow, and red for replacing. For example, the brakes, 10 millimeters up front left on the pads, and in the back, 8 millimeters left on the brakes. So brakes are doing fine.
Yeah.
Tires, 11 30-seconds in the front, and 12 30-seconds in the rear.
Yeah, and I got to mention that we've been regularly rotating these tires. We want to make sure we're as even as possible with the wear, and the wear has been pretty severe, but obviously we have plenty left.
Of course, we changed the oil.
Yeah.
We've even checked the transfer case and the rear diff, and those haven't been, the oil in those hasn't been changed yet, but that's according to the Jeep Wrangler maintenance schedule.
That's right.
So, I mean, the only thing we need to change soon is the air filter.
Okay, I guess we'll do that before we do the rest of our southern route.
But I mean, this Jeep has gotten us to 44 some states, and I've actually been really impressed. We could rely on this thing.
I mean, there's only really been one thing that's gone wrong that's notable, and that's the electronic disconnect for the sway bar.
That's right.
And yes, it reconnected, it fixed itself, and we haven't used it since because we're a little concerned about that. You really want your sway bar working. But other than that, there hasn't been a single issue with this vehicle, nothing to prevent it from getting us from where it needs to go.
Absolutely, and we do have a few holes in the windshield from Alaska, but hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, cracks and holes and little tiny micro dents and whatnot, it's going to happen when you're doing what we do. But fortunately, we have been very careful with maintenance, and every single time it's required oil or it's required a full checkup, we've done it. All right, folks. Well, now it's Texas' turn, the Lone Star State, for the highly prized belt buckle. All right, let's get it out here. Ooh, that's nice. And I think that out of all the states that we visited, this is the right state for this belt buckle. Here's the deal. You're going to see the geo coordinates of where this is located, and we're a couple miles away from the observatory's visitor center. That's your only hint, because it's pretty easy to figure out where these things are. I'm going to bury it in these rocks. You know, I'm just going to put it like that. Inside of this container is a card. That card has an email address on it. Please take a selfie of yourself with the belt buckle. If you happen to be driving a Jeep product, awesome. It'd be great to get that in it as well. But most importantly, let us know that you got it. I'm gonna put it down here. I'm gonna take a couple of small rocks. We've had a great time in Texas. Andre and I have seen more cops here than anywhere else ever on this highway Thank you so much for joining us for the Fast Lane Car and for Motor Mountain USA. This is Nathan Adlin saying see you next time. Don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, and real-world reviews. Hasta luego. What a way to finish off the highest drivable highway in Texas. Look at that. Oh, now, you guys might be wondering, why is it so random? Why are we seeing stickers in a completely weird order? Because, well, people have been shouting about that quite a bit. And there's a very simple reason for that. It's because we like to be random. Also, sometimes editing these videos takes longer than other videos that we've recorded at various states. It's sort of random. Sorry about that, but at the same time, it's part of what makes it so fun, right? All right, so here's Texas. And try to get that just right there. It's kind of an irony that Texas has such a small sticker on this car, Jeep, versus the other ones, because it's such a big state. I believe it's the second largest state. I think Alaska's the biggest. I know that for sure. Yeah. Small button there. Oops. Nothing to worry about. There you go. It's there. We're good.